I just wanted to do a very quick look at another little indie game that I've been playing over the last week or so. So if none of you have seen this, this is Stonehearth. If you think, well, everybody would probably most closely equate the graphical style to Minecraft or Cube World. Either one of those is good, but this is a little civilization building game, probably more akin to, say, a RimWorld or Prison Architect or something like that. So the goal here is to build our little town of, well, intrepid adventurers and survivors and constructors and builders and all of these sort of things. As you can see, my little guys are in the process of building up some new houses. One of the things I absolutely adore about the graphical style of this game is that they do move every single block individually and place it in the house. That means that if you want this block here, it's going to come out of one of the blocks in this tree over here, or that tree, or my stockpile over here, which is full of tiny little cubey pumpkins. The graphical style is just the most adorable thing I've seen in a very long time, and the music is very, very soothing. If I just change the vision mode here. So this is my little town. These are pre-made buildings, in that there are a few designs that have sort of come with the game a little bit. But you can sort of custom design your own one. I'm not very good at it at the moment. It's something that I've sort of just tried yesterday and made an absolute mess of. But yeah, you can sort of custom design your own buildings and all of that. It is very, very early on. I think this is Alpha 9 off the top of my head. Alpha 9, I believe. And they've sort of been updating the game every month or so, so you can have a look at, I believe it's stonehearth.net. I'll put a link in the description below to have a look at where the games come from. But it's one of those things that has a lot of promise, I think. It's one of those games that sort of has yet to reach its full potential, but you can sort of see that potential sitting just somewhere below the surface, and it sort of starts on this really, really solid base where they seem to have the programming elements, the AI, the construction elements doing quite well and relatively solid, so the rest of the game is just adding more features and more features. So, for instance, one of the more recent things that they've added is, if I zoom out here from my little town, there's a little Goblin Village over here, and these guys, particularly this guy here, Erd the Sagacious, rocked up at my town a few days ago and said, "I demand all of your stuff." And the idea is that if you give him some of your stuff, he asked specifically for, like, I think it was 3 bolts of wool or something like that, or bolts of cloth. If you give it to him, then he goes away for a little while, and then he'll just come back and ask for something else. But, of course, me being the warmongering leader that I am, I said no, and so he's periodically sending attacks to try and kill me. Which is part of the reason that I'm setting up some new houses, partly because over here are my little constructors' workbenches. So I want to give each of these guys their own little workshop, as it were. So this one here is my carpenter, that one's my weaver, that one's my mason, that one's my blacksmith, and once all these buildings are finished, they're each going to have their own little building so that they can work from there. Other than that, it does work on sort of a class system for characters, more like a job system, I would say. So this guy here is my footman, and if we have a look, he started as a worker here, he becomes a footman. All the question marks haven't as yet been put into the game, but all the ones that are here are here. So there are masons, there are carpenters, there are farmers, there are blacksmiths. Oh wait, that was a blacksmith, that's a mason. Miners, trappers, weavers, and shepherds. I don't have a miner. Got to buy a blacksmith. Let's order one of those, I think. Being an alpha, there are still a few bugs, glitches, that sort of thing. I've found that it is a bit framey. It does sort of chop and change as to whether it's got amazing frame rate or whether it drops a bit every now and then, and I think that's just because of all the animations, all the voxels, all of the it did say thingo, didn't it? Miner's pick, crafted by the blacksmith. Blacksmith's anvil. Let's try searching for pick. Nothing? Damn. Alright, I'll find that later. But, yeah, so this is my little town. Everybody gets up, they go to work, they sit by the fire, they eat an inordinate amount of pumpkins. I've got a shepherd around here somewhere with some sheep. There she is. Okay, a sheep. All of the areas are mineable, so I made this little impasse. Impasse? That's not the right word. This little plateau here so that we could get down, so that we could explore this area a little bit more efficiently. I could have just built a ladder. Didn't think of it at the time. But the point there was that I have since made a bit of a tunnel. So this is my mine at the moment, and I did this because I was looking for ore, as you do, and looking in the cave walls, because you can find sort of seams of ore, and when you find seams of ore, of course, there are more ore, and, well, more. More ore. So was looking for that, didn't find any, so I'm probably just going to spread it out a little bit and look for some other stuff. What I did have going, though, was that I was working on getting some extra town braziers, so I've got this one, and I'm going to put another one here, because this is the area that the goblins come from, and I thought I would put another one over here, because I had 3. And I was also building cobblestone fences. Whoops! That was the wrong button. Little error showing up there. I meant to press that to rotate the fence. I accidentally pressed R, which is apparently the call to arms button. So we're going to put one of those there, going to put one of those there, and just get my wall started. I don't think I've put those in the right place. No, there's a gap in the middle. Ah, well, I'll deal with that in a little bit. Simple food cart rolls into town. That is a guy who I can buy things from. What do they got? Fox jerky, rabbit jerky. Let's get some jerky. Let's buy some rabbit jerky. There we go. So now in our stockpile there will be some rabbit jerky. And somebody's just arrived with more stuff. Comfy beds. Anyway, so that's just a really quick look at Stonehearth and my little town. I started this town this morning, so this is probably about maybe an hour's worth of gameplay, maybe a little bit more. No, probably an hour and a half. I am waiting patiently for more alphas to show up for this game. I do really want to see more of it, but beyond what's here, beyond what I've shown you, beyond those classes and the fact that there are goblins now, there isn't a lot to the game. So if you are somebody who wants a completed story and doesn't want to just make their own fun with something like this, then maybe hold off a little bit, have a look at their YouTube, their blog, their development thing and all that. But yeah, this is just something that I've been playing and something that I've been really enjoying. So thank you all for watching the episode. Of course, hit that like button, the subscribe button, all of the good things, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.